Welcome back, Chronics, and thanks for joining me.
Happy New Year.
My apologies, it's been a minute, but it's also been a year, and we're not even out of January yet. Yeah. Also, I did redecorate a little. Obviously, those shelves were not supposed to be a part of my journey, so I got this. I had to do a lot of research for this episode. Podcasts, presentations by the EDS Society. I interpreted the medical jargon as best I could and put it in
layman's terms, none of that inside bullshit jargon that nobody understands.
But not to worry, my ADHD took 14 pages of notes so I could do this episode. This episode is going to be a shortened version, kind of like
Cliff's Notes. Oh.
There was an article in a medical journal in Australia.
Good day, mate.
Published this past June 2022, and it is a handbook.
Literally.
Can't imagine just holding all that information.
For gastroenterologists when dealing with EDS. It even has a section in the front where if you haven't been diagnosed with EDS, the gastroenterologist should think, wait a minute.
Something's not right.
One doctor had said that EDS patients and POTS patients have every stomach ailment known to man.
There is nothing about this that is good.
So we're off to a great start.
Unless we deal with the root of the problem.
And just cover up the symptoms, we're not going to get better. If the issues are dealt with, they're all treatable.
You don't say.
Interesting. Doctors aren't taught in med school to take a multidisciplinary approach, which means they're not looking at the whole body, just the part of the body that they know.
That's my specialty.
This is how doctors in the UK approach EDS patients. This best explains our intestines. We're the water hose in this scenario. So as you can see, the flow only drips out, whereas with the regular faucet, everything works perfectly. We don't have the regular faucet. You guys got that right? Okay, cool. As one doctor put it, our intestines are loopy-doopy.
They used to call me Loopy.
I'm gonna go over the top 10 major gastrointestinal issues that EDS patients have, just because if I covered all of them, we'd be here 3 hours and we would all spiral.
Let's unpack that.
First, rule out the normal causes, like celiac or IBD.
Let's go over the normal checklist stuff.
Trouble swallowing.
Can't swallow this shit anymore.
Now, I didn't realize I was having that much trouble swallowing until I went on the Mestinon, and my food just smooth sailed right down my throat. I didn't need any liquid or hot tea to kind of push it down. Functional dyspepsia.
I feel bloated.
It's that feeling that when you eat, you're super full already, and everything just kind of feels tight and bloated and nauseous, and it feels like it's sitting right at the top of your stomach. Acid reflux and indigestion.
Severe heartburn.
So I'm pretty sure we're all gonna have a burning sensation in our stomach at some point.
Well, great.
And in my case, where there was bile acid, there's also a medication for that.
Two very enthusiastic thumbs up.
If you have POTS, it can
Sometimes I feel like I've been spinning.
cause so many stomach symptoms that I'm just gonna have you refer to this slide. One of the doctors was saying when you have something like POTS, your body's constantly in fight or flight. And when that happens, our gut quiets. Because if we were, say, running away from...
Big Bird, chase! Big Bird, chase!
What is he saying?
What? Big Bird, chase me!
don't really want to have to stop, you know, to go to the bathroom.
Gotta go right now. Gotta go.
Gastroparesis. This is basically when your intestines are like, we tap out, we're done.
Nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening?
You get nausea, you vomit, but there are drugs and there are devices now to stimulate the muscles. Super fast or super slow stomach emptying.
Mercilessly fast or agonizingly slow.
If you eat and everything just goes right through you, or if you eat and nothing's happening. Either end of the spectrum isn't good. When you are permanently parked at Constipation Station.
Get out of my car!
No.
No shit.
I shit you not.
So because we don't have a lot of motility in our colon, think garden hose, things aren't going to move through our system very quickly. And if that doesn't happen, you can get bacterial overgrowth, which is called SIBO. Those who have SIBO will be helped from going on a FODMAP diet, which basically just cuts fermentable carbs out of your diet, which sucks because fermentable carbs happen to be my favorite.
Yummy.
These are all the tests you should have.
This is how we do it. This is how we do.
Just to see how each piece of your system is working. I've had only 2, so I will be calling my doctor and saying, there's a couple more tests. Hey, maybe we don't need to keep the bile around. Maybe there's a root cause and we can get rid of the whole thing. Imagine.
Oh, imagine.
MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome. This presents as more of an allergic reaction, so your face might swell, you may break out in hives, or just have a strange reaction to things like perfume, different smells, and your body is just not into any of it.
It's an allergic reaction.
With MCAS, a low histamine diet may be very helpful. All of the information that I've talked about this episode is in the episode description. Pain.
Pain. Burning pain.
We can have abdominal nerve entrapment, which would cause pain. Also, things like arteries can be obstructed as things move around, go in places they're not supposed to. You might have to move it back to where it came from.
Get back in your cell. Don't make me get the hose.
Good thing to know, a vascular surgeon would be someone who would be able to go in and cut nerves or arteries or anything that is causing the pain in the stomach. And the best part is all of these can be treated once identified. So really identifying them is the first step. You have any of these symptoms, you don't have to live with them. You just have to make sure your doctor understands your system.
That makes sense.
So just give them that handout, tell them to laminate it, and probably put it on the wall. And then give it to a friend, and have that friend give it to another friend.
My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this guy who knows this kid is going with the girl who saw...
These problems can be improved, and we really deserve not to have these symptoms if we don't have to.
Come on.
So, my chronic friends, don't forget, you are not alone. Hang in there. Don't give up, because there's resources, so we'll get through this together.
I got you.
And your symptoms are very real and very valid. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.